Welcome back, everybody, to Does It Goth? And in today's episode, we'll be talking about our top 5 favorite goth events happening right now.
And just to preface, these are not events that we have been to specifically. These are just events that are going on in the world currently, because unfortunately, a lot of cool events have only gone on for a couple years or the pandemic killed them dead. So moving on, we're going to go jump right into our first honorable mention, and it's going to be a festival that was called Altfest. That was it was supposed to be starting in 2014 in Borough Estate, Ketterberg, and it was supposed to be a crowd-funded festival. And unfortunately, it didn't take off so much because they were a little too ambitious with what they were trying to do.
I mean, they had headlining acts including Marilyn Manson, VNV Nation, and The Cult. So they had something big going on. It just doesn't look like,
Unfortunately, I mean, the idea of it is really cool to have a crowd-funded event, so the people going to the event actually can fund what they feel is important. Because I'm sure some of the bigger festivals that you're more aware of, they're just looking for profits. They might have some certain amenities, or they cut corners on and pinch pennies with, where in this case, if it is crowdfunded, you'd have a little bit more say, like, hey, we would like not porta potties, we would like actual bathrooms, or we would like a certain quality of food, or, something to that effect. But the idea of crowdfunding a 6-stage festival is...
that's
bold. That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
I mean, not to mention that they had acts like industrial electronic acts like Suicide Commando showing up, metal acts like Cradle of Filth, and goth acts like Peter Murphy, which is crazy, and Diary of Dreams. So that all of that is just it's got a lot of ambition. You can see, they had the milkshake bar, the absinthe bar, the vampire bar, and a tea room, chill out areas, traveling library. And hopefully, like, as you're watching this video and you see these pictures and a couple of other videos that we could probably pull from the internet, it looked pretty sick. So that would be our number one. Altfest, it's not happening anymore, is it?
It didn't even take place. It just, like I said, the funding kind of fell through and the whole thing collapsed on itself. So
that really sucks.
Yeah, but like I said, it was a cool idea, but just like I said, I feel they were a little too ambitious for what they were trying to do. They'd maybe pared it down to like maybe even just a 2 or 3 stage event. But hey, you never know until you try. And I guess, they did their best with what they could do.
So the second and a prominent one for me on our list of Gothic events is, again, this is just an honorable mention because it doesn't have a lot going on, but I mean, it's still there. So the second on our list is the Gothic Cruise. It's a small annual electronic Gothic music festival operating since 1989, generally sailing out of Florida, parts of Florida.
Various ports.
Various ports. And it has live entertainment since 2007. I mean, it's been going on. They held one, in 2018, that was the last one, I think, and it had 184 passengers. So I think that's a lot considering.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of one thing, just kind of off topic. The thing with a lot of things today, we're so focused on numbers that you forget how big 100 people are.
And not to mention 184 going on 200 people.
So, I mean, we say, oh, this is a small thing, they didn't have much of a turnout, but 184 people to go on a cruise, and a very nice cruise at that. Like, what ship did they say they were saying? Like, they sailed on, let's see, what is it?
Oh, I mean, they've been on
various Carnival ships, Norwegian ships. Like, these are some pretty serious tickets here for an event.
And not to mention that you've got some really serious live acts going on as well. And also not to mention that in 2012, it nearly had 300 passengers at 291. So super cool. Live acts like Icon of Coil, God Module, Imperative Reaction. you had a lot of things going on for a long time now. So check it out
That's
if you're
definitely
interested.
one that if we ever get funds together, that would be really cool to go on.
Yes,
Can you
and
imagine just like say like a week-long cruise with just a
oh,
bunch of
what?
fellow goth people, all checking out cool bands at the end of the night, or like doing just like excursions or whatever during the day? I think that'd be a great
That it
time.
would be so cool. And look at the pictures. You know what I mean? Look at all that they do. They hold that
Mhm.
vampire masquerade ball, like they have that ballroom. It's
Mhm.
just awesome. It is super cool.
It looks like a good time.
It looks like a really good time.
Kind of
Now,
expensive, but looks like a good time.
I was about to cap it off with hope you got the money for it,
Yeah.
because it's not cheap. And
A
I will
cruise ship ticket, even for like an indoor room, is pricey.
yeah, pricey to say the least, you know. But
But moving on to our actual top five here, we're going to move on to Bats Day in the Fun Park, which is not so much a festival, more of just an event. It's just a big old get together at Disneyland in California.
what else do they call it? They call it Bats Day, Goth Day, Goth Day at Disneyland, the spooky trip to Disneyland Resort, Bats Day in the park, Bats Day out. I mean, it started in 1999, so as a joint effort, I believe, between the promoters of Goth, Industrial, and Death Rock clubs, Absinthe, and Release the Bats. It has
Cool
become
names.
yeah, seriously. It's become an annual 3-day event taking place in Anaheim, California, near Disneyland. In previous years, the events commenced on the weekend before Labor Day. Since about 2008, Bats Day event weekends have usually happened on the first or third weekend in May. So, I mean, it is badass. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the Bats Day Black Market, like that large gathering of vendors selling darkly inclined items. Like,
Mm-hmm.
imagine finding clothes, CDs,
Right.
records, artwork, books. I, that's badass. What else they got there?
Absolutely. The main thing, like I said, is just the whole trip to where you can see the pictures here where it's just a giant group of goths in Disneyland, which is a cool aesthetic. And it's like here you see like Mickey Mouse with like, the bat wing
100%
ears.
I want to go with you.
Oh yeah,
Like,
100%.
yeah,
And then this is of the events that we have listed here today. This one is probably the most attainable for us because we don't have to fly across the Atlantic to.
right.
A trip to California isn't terribly expensive, but may not be in the cards for
Right.
maybe sometime in the future.
And it's cool because Bats Day at Disney, I'm just gonna call it that, like
Mhm.
Goth Disney, right?
Yeah.
It's got 6 events for the past several years. You got the Bats Day at Black Market, which I just spoke about,
Hmm.
music, clothing. You got Bats Day Ghoulish Gala, originally called the Bats Day Creepy Cocktail Party. This event typically happens the night of the Black Market and is catered hors d'oeuvres cocktail party with a raffle. And then you've got the Nightmare Before Bats Day dinner, a full sit down dinner. So that's badass.
Hmm.
The Bats Day Dark Park Festival, a live music and DJ event festival geared to the dark alternative subculture. And that was actually added in 2008. And then you
Oh
got
wow, so that's relatively recent.
right. Then you got the Bats Day Happy Haunt Swing Wake, a costume celebration. That happened in 2011. This is a costume gala event where attendees are required to dress as the undead or their favorite Disneyland Haunted Mansion character. Creativity is celebrated, and costumes and characters from all time periods are encouraged to attend and celebrate the afterlife. This event happens on a Friday night, so we all know that we're ready to party for the weekend,
Hmm.
and is also catered hors d'oeuvres cocktail party for the first hour with a raffle and DJs and live entertainment. And the final part about Goth Disney World,
Is the main attraction.
well, it's Bats Day in the Fun Park. Absolutely. You're 100% right. It's the big spooky trip to Disneyland. Bats Day patrons dressed in their Gothic attire for their annual visit to either Disneyland Park or Disney California Adventure Park, depending on where the event's being held.
Right.
There are other scheduled events and gatherings on this day, including a large group picture in front of Sleeping Beauty's castle, group pictures at the Haunted Mansion, and several photo scavenger hunts. So it sounds like it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
Like,
that's going to be a fun one to attend whenever we
right.
get around to it.
For real, like ridiculously fun. That one is a must go if you are alternative, if you're darkly inclined, or if you're goth. Hey, put it down in the comments below. If you're going, let us know. Maybe we can all meet up.
Yeah,
That would
that'd be
be cool.
cool.
Maybe we can all plan something. Number 2 on our list of top 5, going down to number 1. Number 1 is going to be awesome, but number 2 is just as awesome. It's called Wave Gothic Treffen. Right? The Wave Gothic Treffen, WGT, is an annual world festival for dark music and dark culture in Leipzig, Germany. 150 plus bands and artists from various backgrounds: goth rock, EBM, industrial, noise, dark wave, neo-folk, neoclassical, and medieval music being just a few examples, play at several venues throughout the city over 4 days on Whitsuntide, if I'm pronouncing that right, on what Whitsuntide?
Sure, let's go with that.
Right. The festival also features multiple all-night dance club parties, several fairs with medieval, gothic, and related merchandise, a variety of cultural exhibitions and performances, large theme park picnics, and a number of unofficial fringe events, which is insane. With 18,000 to 20,000 regular attendance, the WGT is one of the largest events of Gothic, Cybergoth, Steampunk, and Rivet Head subcultures worldwide. I would love to go to WGT.
This one looks really cool because, again, as we mentioned, this one is not necessarily a traditional music festival as you would imagine. This one is just more like goth culture descends on this town for 4 days,
Right.
and it just seems like the place to be if you are, as I guess the word we're taking is darkly inclined would be the best way to describe it for this one. But this just looks awesome. Just 4 days of just everything going on
pure
everywhere.
Darkness, yeah. Like the fact that they got like Victorian picnics, you know what I mean? Like Gothic romance events. It is so cool. Like look, if you're a goth and you haven't looked up this WGT, please check it out. Watch a bunch of videos. It is awesome. It is awesome. It is awesome.
If you're on that side of the pond, especially because it's a lot easier to get to than flying across the Atlantic.
Right. If you're in the US, I mean, buy a ticket. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But if you're not in the US and you're in Europe, shoot. Let's take a road.
You have no excuse. If
if
you're darkly inclined, go to this thing because this looks like it is probably one of the best events you could go to.
Right. Now, Will, lead us up to our final and most important event.
Our number 1 event here is the Mera Luna Festival. That's been going on since 2000 and is still going on today. And it takes place in Hilsum, Germany at the Flugplatz. I apologize, Germany. I'm gonna butcher this. Flugplatz Hildesheim Dripsendet, a former British airbase.
We're going to say it takes place at a former British airbase.
Yes, in Germany.
Now, Mera Luna does include camping facilities and has 2 stages, a large rock festival style structure erected for the show each year, and a former aircraft hangar, which is kind of sick.
Awesome.
Yeah. How many people usually attend?
Let's see.
What, like 20,000, 25,000 regular attendance? I think.
Yeah,
it was,
that's a for a air base like that. Yeah, I'd probably say 20,000 is a safe
right.
safe
I know,
estimate.
As I'm seeing here, and again, we're getting a lot of these facts from the internet, from Wikipedia. We just
because again,
facts,
we have unfortunately not been to any of these events yet.
But many people fly in via the Hanover Airport, with others traveling via road and railway. Mera Luna is one of the biggest dark music events in Germany, if not, and this is just me being honest, like looking up, doing my research, if not the biggest event in Germany.
The big Gothic event.
Right. Biggest goth event.
There are bigger festivals like Wacken and Download, Rock am Ring,
of course,
nature, but
festival,
specifically for a Gothic, more than metal.
Just looking Gothic, boom. I mean, Mera Luna, there's so much to say about it. Like, every single year just bringing in some of the greatest in the
Incredible acts.
incredible acts, some of the greatest in the industry, from Marilyn Manson to Rammstein to, like just so
69 Eyes, the Kuna Coil, Within
right.
Temptation.
Aesthetic
We
Perfection,
could
Death
go
Stars,
on forever.
like it really can keep going. Just Mariluna is the end all be all of Gothic festivals. You know what I mean? You go there and you already know that you're home. Let's put it that way. If I can be so upfront about that,
Right.
I mean, this thing's been going on since the year 2000, so I don't see it slowing down ever. I
Hopefully
see
not.
if a ticket costs $10 and there's 25,000 attendants each year, then wow,
Shut up. Really?
yeah. No,
No.
well, I don't know if it costs $10. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I was gonna say because like,
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, there's no way just.
Right,
Oh no. It's a little more than that.
right. It
For
would
the
be
sake of honesty, don't tell people $10
right.
because
It's not $10. The example was to show you guys how profitable something like Mariluna is. How
mhm.
celebrated being darkly inclined, being alternative, and being goth is. Like don't let anybody make you feel bad for the way you want to look, or the music you want to listen to, or the feeling you want to feel. And I hate to bring this all sentimental. You know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, Mariluna and places like Wave Gotten Treffen and Bats Day in the Fun Park,
Mhm.
it's there to celebrate you, to celebrate me, to celebrate Will,
It's all about growing the community.
right. The alternative based community. That's what it's about. And it shouldn't be about anything else. We must love each other. We must be there for each other. And I think that's the most important thing. Again,
Definitely agree.
I would ask you, Will, all these crazy Gothic events, are they really goth?
Oh, 120%.
And that answer
Absolutely.
is damn clear. So we hope that you liked the video, and we ask that you hit the like button. We ask that you share this video with some friends and subscribe to the channel for more goth evaluations, reviews, maybe goth events, and more videos like this every single week.
And be sure to follow us on social media. Tell us what you'd like to see in the next video and let us know what you thought of this video in the comments section below. All links are provided in the description. So until the next video, stay Gothic, YouTube.